morning, everybody. I am so excited this morning because the mask restriction has been lifted, which means I can see your facial expression. So in the past, you hide your facial expression behind your mask. So today, please adjust your facial expression so that you can give a good impression. In every culture, every civilization practices the art of giving, correct? During weddings, during birthdays, during graduation, we give gifts, and especially money or presents. Now, money is always welcome. I have yet to see somebody rejecting money when money is given. But you know something? Today, based on the text that we are going to discover, Kohelet says the best gift to give to anyone is not the 5-letter word, that is M-O-N-E-Y, neither the 7-letter word, which is present, but 4-letter word. And this 4-letter word, according to Kohelet, is the most important gift. You and I, regardless of how old you are or we are, give to the people. And that is the gift of hope. When I was young, I used to read Aesop's fables. How many of you are familiar? Aesop's fables. Aesop's fables are stories that are made up. And so, in this one story I like particularly is the story about a lion. And this lion considers himself king of the jungle. And so he wants to make sure that everybody knows. So first, he goes to the bear. And he takes the bear and shakes the bear and say, "Hey bear, who is the king of jungle?" And so the bear politely says, "You are, almighty lion." And then the lion gives a roar. And then next one, he goes to the tiger. Took the tiger and shook the tiger and says, "Tiger, who is the king of jungle?" And the tiger immediately replied, "Everybody knows, you are." And he gives another roar. And then he goes to the elephant. He grabs the elephant by the trunk and then says, "Hey elephant, who is the king of jungle?" The elephant took the lion, swirled him around, threw him against the tree, and after that picked him up and dunked him into the sea, and after that threw him onto the land. So the lion was badly beaten, bruised, and battered. And then the lion says to the elephant, "Hey elephant, just because you do not know the answer is no reason for you to get upset." This story links in to our text today. Can we have the text? Right? Our text today comes from Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verses 4 to 5. This is what Kohelet says. Anyone who is among the living has hope. Even a live dog is better than a dead lion. For the living know that they will die, but the dead know nothing. They have no further reward, and even their name is forgotten. First of all, remember I told you this is a common saying. A live dog is better than the dead lion. Remember what I said? Kohelet likes to quote proverbs, maxims, short sayings, and you have a number of them, and this is one of them. So let's look at the text carefully. First of all, Kohelet is making a distinction between those who are living and those that are dead. Number one, those who are living, Kohelet says, has hope. As long as you are alive, there is always hope. All right, that's the first thing. And second thing, he says that when you are alive, you can do things that a dead person cannot do. And then he contrasts it with the dead. Number one, if you are dead, there is nothing you can do. Number two, you know nothing. Number three, you have no reward. And number four, your name is also forgotten. And so, Kohelet says, if you are alive, you have hope. If you are dead, you no longer have hope. And interestingly, he gives his reason. If you are alive, you know that you are going to die. But if you are dead, you do not know anything. And so, for Kohelet, hope is very, very important. In fact, do you ever realize that you and I use the word hope very common? I hope to succeed. I hope to see you. I hope to be there. I hope to pass my exam. Hope, hope, hope. But did it ever cross your mind that this word is very, very important in the life of the church, in the life of all Christians? All right. How is hope defined? Hope can be defined as a feeling of expectation, a desire for a positive outcome. Or in the Bible, hope is defined as a confident expectation, built on faith, but connected to waiting. And so, hope, when you put everything together, hope is a desire, a feeling that you want to have something that is positive. All right, that is what hope is all about. All right, so that is our definition. Now let's come to the next question. Why is hope important? Or I'll put it that way. How is hope extraordinary? All right, I can think of three reasons why hope is powerful, is extraordinary. Number one, psychologically speaking, based on the research that I read, it says that hope contributes to a person's well-being. I was very surprised. In this research, it says those people who have hope or those people who are hopeful tend to be more positive in life. They tend to see potentials. They tend to feel that they can succeed, and they have the feeling that they can do well. But those without hope, they are opposite. They are people who are negative. They always see problems, and they do not have the confidence that they can succeed. And so, psychologically speaking, hope. Why is hope important, extraordinary? Because it contributes to your well-being. Therefore, Shalom, the best gift to give to yourselves is the gift of hope. Number two, spiritually speaking, the world needs hope. Correct? As Christians, we believe that Jesus Christ is the hope of the world. And so they need hope. Do you know? The great theologian puts it this way. In other words, what I'm saying is that life without God is a hopeless end. But life with God is an endless hope. Let me repeat. Life without God is a hopeless end. But life with God is endless hope. Augustine, the great theologian, puts it this way. Oh God, our hearts are restless until they rest in you. The great physicist and mathematician, as well as philosopher by the name of Pascal, this is what he remarks. In each and every person, there is a God-shaped vacuum, and nothing can satisfy that vacuum except God. Therefore, the church, you and I, individually, corporately, we have a responsibility to share the good news. And good news is hope. And what is the good news? The good news consists of bad news, sad news, and good news. What is the bad news? All human beings are sinners and are in need of God. The sad news, life under the sun is meaningless. The good news, sun, S-U-N. The good news, life under the S-O-N is meaningful. And that's why you and I, the best gift to give to the world, people who do not know God, is the gift of hope, of the good news. Reason number 3, universally speaking, hope sets us alive. Globally, when you and I look at the world, it is very distressing and despairing. Look at what is happening in the world. The Ukraine war that has displaced millions of people. The extreme weather, the floods, the droughts. How many millions of people have been displaced? COVID-19, millions of people have died. And so we live in a world where terrible things are happening. And what is needed is always that a little bit of hope for the refugees, for the influx of illegal migrants. All they want is what? Hope for a better life. And not only globally, but professionally. You who are in your careers, why do you work hard? Why do you try to do as much as you can? So that you hope to get a salary increase. You hope your boss will look at you and give you a promotion. Correct? In sports, why do people train very hard? Because they hope to get a gold medal. Those who are in the startup business, why do you do startup? Because you hope to succeed. And so that is business. So let's now come to the third thing. Personally, all right, personally, in a broken relationship, you need hope to bounce back, correct? The only way you're going to bounce back is hope. And therefore, hope is very, very important. I came across a saying which I think is very good. It has been said, a person can live 40 days without food, 4 days without water, 4 minutes without air, but only 4 seconds without hope. Next slide. Do you know who is this person? His name, just in case some of you do not know, his name is Nick Vujicic. He was born with a rare disease. As a result, you look at him. No arms, no legs. He has 2 toes, just 2 toes. And all because of a rare disease. He was given birth. And do you know something? When I look at this picture, 2 things come to my mind. First of all, the compassion and the pity. How would you survive? Imagine it is you. Do you think you can live life as normal? I would say no. But the second thing, the moment I saw this picture, I told myself, this guy has no hope. No hope. How is he going to office? How is he ever going to have a family? How is he going to do well? And true enough, in his own words, he wrote, at the age of 8, I decided to commit suicide because I see there is no hope. And then at the age of 10, he tried to commit suicide by drowning himself in the water. But as he was about to do it, he thought of his family and he decided not to. And life was not easy for him. But the turning point came at the age of 17 when his mother showed him a picture of a man who has severe disabilities and yet made the best out of it. And then suddenly, Nick Vujicic decided, not this yet, never mind. Nick Vujicic decided to accept his condition and make the best. Remember? That was what exactly what Kohelet recommended. Remember my previous sermon? Make the best. So he did. And guess what? He entered into a normal school. Not the disability school, normal school. He worked hard. And guess what? He graduated from Griffith University with a Bachelor of Commerce, double majors, accountancy, and then planning. And how do you do that? He uses his 2 toes to type on the computer. And according to his life story, he is able to type 43 words per minute. And then he worked hard. Guess what? Next slide. People think he has no hope. He became a motivational speaker. Amazing. And not only that, he also became a Christian evangelist and shared the gospel. Now, not only that, to the surprise of many people, especially to me, one day he fell in love with the most beautiful lady on earth. Next slide. Before that, I forgot to tell you. Not only did he become a famous motivational speaker, he wrote several books, and a few of them became bestsellers. And then, as I said, surprisingly, he fell in love with the most beautiful lady. Next slide. The most beautiful lady. And then you look at him, on the day of the wedding, he has to stand on the table, but it doesn't bother. Now, my question is, how could her name is Mihara, how could a beautiful lady fall for a guy with severe disabilities? It's impossible. Because it's possible because the God that we believe is a God who specializes in impossibilities. Amazing. He got married. And my question has always been, when they fell in love, was it love at first sight, love at second sight, or love without sight? Now, I'm still trying to find out. I've not come to that conclusion. But anyway, they fell in love and they got married. And not only that, in due time, God blessed them. Next slide. With 4 beautiful children. 2 are guys, 2 are ladies. And all of them are normal. What a story. And it's all because of one word. Hope. Imagine if he did not have hope today, all these things, if he had committed suicide, it would not happen. And what an inspiring lady. The awesome, the extraordinary, the stupendous power of hope. You and I should be distributed. Shalom Baptist, I know that your church is called the Intentional Disciple-Making Church. You know, my prayer for you is not only that, but you become a distributor of hope, or entrepreneur of hope, dealer in hope. Give people hope and see miracles can happen, will happen. Now, don't tell me you do not know who these guys are. Of course, you know them, correct? What are the things between both of them? What are some of the common things you can think of? All right, let me ask the church. Just name one. Well, what similarities do you find? Sorry? Very, very good. Both are blacks. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that they are blacks. Okay, number 2. Both of them became presidents in their own country. Number 3, which most of you do not know, both of them were inspired by one particular painting. Okay, let's go back. Let me start with Barack Obama. Before Barack Obama became the president of the United States of America, he was a senator. And he tells it, one day he went to church and his pastor was preaching a sermon. And the sermon was entitled Audacity to Hope. And then uses a painting to illustrate, and inspired Barack Obama. So much so, in 2004 at the National Convention, this is where they select presidential candidate. He gave a rousing speech and he included what the pastor preached. And he calls it Audacity of Hope. And it was very well accepted by the delegates. And then in 2006, he wrote a book, The Audacity of Hope. It became a bestseller. And then in 2008, he came up with a slogan, presidential slogan. It could be but done by other people, which is 3 words, which we are almost familiar. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Nazi was trying to say that if he were to be the president, he could change the world. He has the hope to change the world. And then, in November the 4th, 2008, Barack Obama became the 44th president of the United States of America. It started all with the sermon that he heard. Now let's go to Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela was a political activist. He saw injustice in his country, South Africa. Now, before that, those of you who are still alive, it was called Rhodesia. And the problem with that country is what? They practice apartheid. Apartheid is a policy whereby the blacks and the whites are separated. And he saw that is injustice. That is no equality. So he fought for it. As a result, he was imprisoned. And he was sent to a prison in a remote island called Robben Island. Robben Island. And he was there for 27 years. And in that prison cell was this painting that he would have a chance to look every day. All right? And it was that painting that gave him hope that one day the country, the policy, the infrastructure of apartheid will be dismantled. And one day there will be justice. One day he would be released. And true enough, after 27 years, he was finally released from prison. And he continued to be a political activist. And then, true enough, apartheid policy was dismantled. And there was equality. And then in 1993, he was awarded with a Nobel Prize for helping to dismantle the apartheid policy with another person, de Klerk. And then, 1994, he became the first black African to be the president of that country called South Africa. And all because of this one particular painting. Let's go. So this was the painting that inspired both of them. Look with me very carefully. In this painting, you will see a lady in reclining. She is sitting on a globe, and her eyes were blindfolded, and she carries with her an instrument called the lyre. Normally, the lyre has 6 strings, but if you look very carefully, the lyre has only 1 string. And the painter who painted this picture entitled it Hope. Why? The girl represents hope. What is hope all about? You cannot see. You are blind. Oh, what's happening? And yet, even with 1 string, you can still play a tune. That is hope. Wow. The awesome, extraordinary power of hope. And again, my prayer for Shalom Baptist Chapel, in addition to becoming an intentional disciple-making church, let it be known the Shalom Baptist Chapel is a distributor of hope, purveyor of hope, entrepreneur of hope. Takeaway for today. The greatest gift you can give to your friends, to your families, to your colleagues, and to yourselves is the gift of hope. Because, as Kohelet says, anyone among you who is living has hope. A live dog is better than a dead lion. By the way, the comparison that is made is this. A dog represents, during those days, dogs are not pet. They are considered scavengers. All right? And it represents, it symbolizes, it is better to be a dog means what? It is better to be poor, uneducated, lowly, than to be a lion who is dead, as powerful, wealthy, whatever it is. Nothing is as good as hope. Would you bow your heads with me right now? Today, I am going to give an invitation. All right? Would you bow your heads? I'd like you to close your eyes. We are going to do business with God this morning. And I hope you adopt a posture of prayerfulness. This morning, I am going to give 3 specific invitations for you to respond. Now, as the musician play, I will give you 3 invitations. So, please listen very carefully as you adopt a posture of prayer. Number 1, the first invitation I want to give is to all of you on site and online, that you ask the Holy Spirit to reveal to you somebody who needs hope. All right? Pray to the Holy Spirit. Say, Holy Spirit, reveal to me one person. It can be a friend, it can be a family member who needs hope. And then, after the service is over, you go home, use your social media platforms, be it Instagram, Facebook, texting, WhatsApp, and then send a note of encouragement. It can be just one short sentence. I was praying for you, I'm thinking for you, or a longer sentence. Would you do that? Let's take 1 minute. Say, Holy Spirit, reveal to me one person that needs hope. And then, after the service, when you return home, use your social media platforms and then send a note of encouragement to that person. Now comes the second invitation. This is only for members who are part of a cell. If you are a member of a cell, after the service is over, when you return home, use your social media platforms to send a note of hope, encouragement to your cell group leader. It can be a sentence, it can be a Bible verse, it can be a quotation, whatever it is. Send it. Make it a point to your cell group leader, because you never know, your cell group leader may need it. finally, the third invitation for all on site and all online. Everybody, would you ask the Holy Spirit to make you a distributor of hope, an entrepreneur of hope, a channel of hope? How? Whenever you come across a story that inspires you, a poem or a scripture verse, use your social media platforms, be it Facebook, Instagram, Telegram. Send to people, and you never know, it will touch, it will minister to people. So, would you ask the Holy Spirit make you a distributor of hope, so that you can bless other people? And as the hymn of response says, lead me, Lord, I pray. Take me, mold me, use me, fill me, that as I give